Hi everybody, welcome once again, and in today's video I will explain you the concept of dumping. The imperfectly competitive firms often charges different price for the same product from different buyers, a strategy called as price discrimination. The most common form of price discrimination in international trade is dumping, a strategy whereby a firm charges lower price for the exported product than what it does when it sell the same product in the domestic market. So basically the firm charges two different prices based on the difference in the price elasticity of the product in the domestic market and in the international market. The demand for the product is more elastic in international market because of the presence of large number of substitutes and competition, but it is quite inelastic in the domestic market where the firm has monopoly power. Dumping can occur if the following two conditions are fulfilled. The first condition is the industry must be imperfectly competitive so that the firms have market power. That means the firm can set the price in domestic and foreign market rather than take the price as given in both the markets. The second condition is markets must be segmented so that the domestic customers cannot easily purchase products sold at lower price in foreign market. Here we have assumed that the seller is selling in two different markets. One is perfect competition, the other one is monopoly. The seller is faced with perfect competition in international market because of large number of sellers, competition, large number of substitutes available. So this curve, AR curve, or basically the demand curve, which is faced by the seller in the perfect competition, is perfectly elastic. And here we have the demand curve of the seller in the domestic market where he has monopoly power, and this is a corresponding marginal revenue curve in domestic market. MC curve represents marginal cost of the total output produced and sold by the producer. This curve, BFED, this portion is basically the lateral summation of the marginal revenue curve of the producer in the domestic market and international market. So this is the aggregate marginal revenue curve which is faced by the producer for his total output, this portion B, F, E and D. The marginal cost curve MC intersects the aggregate marginal revenue curve at point E. So the total output to be sold by the seller in this case is OQ, which will be distributed between domestic market and international market. The total output will be distributed among domestic market and international market in such a way that marginal revenue in domestic market is equal to marginal revenue in the world market and is equal to the marginal cost. Now, based on this diagram, this much amount of output will be sold in the domestic market, and the price to be charged is determined on the basis of the corresponding average revenue curve. That means price OP will be charged in domestic market, and obviously since the seller has a monopoly in this market, domestic market, so he can charge a higher price. In the rest of the output, DQ, this will be sold in the international market. So we can say that when the producer is selling in the international market or exporting a DQ amount of output in the international market, he will be charging a lower price, P1, and he will be charging a higher price, P, for the product which is sold in the domestic market, because as we can see here that the demand is inelastic in domestic market, whereas the demand is extremely sensitive to price because of perfect competition in international market. So he has to charge a lower price in the international market for the same product. Here we need to remember that the marginal revenue in the domestic market as well as in the international market is equal to each other and is equal to the marginal cost. It must be noted that the type of dumping strategy that I have explained here is called as persistent dumping, whereby the seller tries to maximize his profit by exploiting the difference in the price elasticity of demand in international market and domestic market. So basically, the seller wants to maximize his profit by charging two different prices based on the difference in the price elasticity of demand in domestic market and international market. There is another type of dumping strategy known as predatory dumping. In this case, the seller reduces the price of the product even below the cost of production in order to eliminate his competitors from the international market for a short period of time. And in the long run, when he has monopoly power in the market, he raises the price of the product to extract or to exploit the buyers to the maximum possible capacity that he can. This kind of dumping strategy is often criticized and is treated as unfair.